So let's cross live to Victoria Gardens in Westminster and say a very good morning to the Shadow Foreign Secretary, Dame Priti Patel. Good morning, Priti. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Have we ever spoken or not?
I think we have, Jeremy. I think we have.
I think it's my age again, Priti. Welcome. I come in every day and I try... Oh, there are the idiots behind you. I hope you don't mind. Yes, these people should go and get jobs. Ignore them.
Well, we'll carry on our conversation. How about that?
Quite agree. I came in this morning to, not shocking news, 13th U-turn. I mean, this government to be taken seriously by anybody, and we labelled them actually for you, I'm sure you could, but digital ID, the two-child cap benefit, income tax, NI, welfare, farmers' inheritance tax, the dreadful grooming gangs inquiry, still no date, winter fuel, day one workers' rights, the list goes on and on. How does this get gentleman seriously, Priti?
Isn't it?
How does he expect to be taken seriously?
No one can take Keir Starmer seriously at all. He's completely weak, he's feeble, he's spineless. I could go on. But, you know, people just don't respect him or his government because there's a complete lack of substance there. Look at what they're doing to our country, the state of our economy, the way in which people are losing their jobs, they're putting up taxes to pay for all these ridiculous things like more welfare, for example, rather than actually believing in our country and in the ingenuity of the British people to really empower them to get on in life. And so I think people are sick and tired of this government, and no one will be surprised to hear there's yet another U-turn. And, you know, I think they're realising how unpopular they are, basically, across the country. And Labour MPs, even in Parliament yesterday, Jeremy, while we're in there, you know, there was a discussion about the Chinese embassy, and even Labour MPs are all lining up to criticise their own government over the fact that Labour government can't even stand up for our national security, and they're too busy kowtowing to China and wanting to sort of build this Chinese spy hub, super embassy, which is not in our national interest whatsoever.
Couldn't agree more. As the Shadow Foreign Secretary, I wanted to talk to you about that, and I also wanted to talk to you about Iran. Let's start with the Chinese embassy. He was branded China's useful idiot, or the Peking poodle. This mega embassy in London, growing backlash. The fact is, it's right in the centre of London. There are this sort of hidden room. There are concerns about the security issues, and we have, as you said, definitive proof that they have sent spies. There's been problems in the House of Commons. Why have we not got a stronger response to this? Why do you think he is kowtowing to the Chinese government on this, Priti?
Well, first of all, I mean, he is a useful idiot, and he's kowtowing to China because, of course, his government are responsible for destroying the British economy and really inflicting a lot of economic harm to our country. And he's desperate for a trade deal. He's desperate for stronger trade relations with China. So rather than start from a position of strength, which should be putting British interests first, our national security first, he's starting from a position of weakness where he's just basically saying, I'm going to give you the green light for the embassy if you can give us some more trade arrangements and some business deals, which is absolutely terrible and completely wrong. And of course, Jeremy, you will know this, that with this application, you know, we've all seen sort of generic plans where we can see the landscaping and what the building might look on the outside, how it might look on the outside. But we do not know what it looks like on the inside, and there are redacted plans that have been put forward where huge parts of these plans are all blacked out. In fact, 208 rooms in the basement where we do not know what those rooms are going to look like, what their purposes will be like. And we've been questioning the government. We've even asked them, do they have the plans for those detailed rooms? And we just get silence from them. And in Parliament yesterday, when the Minister was asked about this, he kept just saying that there's a planning process and he's not able to talk about the detail. And it looks like they don't know the detail.
What do you suspect those rooms?
They've been lying to the country.
What would you suspect those rooms could be used for, Priti?
Well, let's put it this way. They're not rooms for processing visa applications, are they? Or for having just general generic meeting rooms whatsoever. These are rooms that are strategically located near very sensitive infrastructure, internet infrastructure, cabling infrastructure, and of course that'll be a threat to our national security. On top of that, we know exactly the type of regressive techniques that the Chinese use. They're persecuting people of Chinese and Hong Kong knock on origin in our own country. And so it's absolutely right that China provides a full disclosure as to what those rooms are going to be used for, how they're going to be set up. And of course, the British government shamefully are not providing any information. And I have to say, they should be embarrassed.
Yep.
Their MPs and their ministers should be embarrassed when they get called to Parliament, come on programmes such as your programme, go on national broadcast, and they can't even answer basic questions. Those rooms are going to be used for.
I won't surprise you. They won't come on this programme, but there we go. Very quickly. Well, not very quickly. Donald, I mean, you made a statement in the House yesterday, Priti. You said we stand with the Iranians, their calls for freedom and the end of a despotic regime. I absolutely agree. Donald Trump overnight saying help is on the way, writing on Truth Social, warning that the regime's killers and abusers, we believe upwards 2,500 civilians have reportedly been killed. And I stand absolutely with what you said and what he said, and I think this regime, we should remember repeatedly, for all those people who go, oh, Trump's losing it. No, let's get this right. Sanctions have not done enough, and while we're at it, the mad mullahs of Tehran have funded every single disgusting terrorist group in the Middle East for years. Hamas, the Houthis, Hezbollah.
That's right.
Do you think that now is the time that this regime can and will fall? Do you think that military action is needed and is the right answer?
So we don't know yet, do we, in terms of what the president will do. But thank God people are speaking up for people that are dying and fighting for their freedom. We have no idea, quite frankly, what it's like to live under such a repressive regime. And we look at the brave and the courageous individuals that are campaigning and fighting for their freedom. They should be supported. There's no question about that. They really should be. But at the same time, I think Britain's response has been feeble. We hear the government calling for sanctions, but we have our own security capabilities, our offensive cyber capabilities. We know that Iranian proxies operate in our country. We should be taking them down. And that's really what we're calling on the British government to do, to stand up, be robust. Our national security depends upon this as well, Jeremy. So I think we have to wait and see what America proposes. It's completely hypothetical right now. But just remember this. Last year, the United States literally took action in Iran against their nuclear capabilities. That regime is weakened. We have a Labour government that sat on the fence and would not even say if they supported that action. We support the people of Iran in their quest for freedom, and that's why it's important Britain doesn't stand idly by at this important moment.
Couple of things before you go, and it's great to speak to you, and I mean this. Couple of things. I was very critical of your leader and the Tories, obviously at the end, I'm being straight, and how slow out of the traps I felt Kemi had been. But you'll be buoyed by an opinion poll yesterday that showed the Conservatives on the rise, both the mad Green man and Reform dropping and Labour not moving. And do you feel that there is now more momentum from a party that does, and let's be honest, had lost the ear of the British public? Why do you think it's changed a little bit?
So for a number of reasons, we're very robust as a party, and Kemi is a very strong and robust leader. You know, she calls a spade, and I think the British people want to see politicians who are authentic and with conviction. There's no question about that. That's a big contrast to the feebleness and the weakness that we see with Keir Starmer, who I don't even think he knows what he stands for. No. But also because we have a plan, you know, on our economy, on backing businesses, backing our farmers, getting people back to work all over again. We believe in that. That's our instincts as Conservatives. We're showing already where the government could make savings, £47 billion of savings, to reinvest in our defence, in our economies, in our schools. You know, really standing up for Britain and Britain's place in the world. That's a very sharp contrast to Keir Starmer and this dreadful Labour government. But also it's a contrast to other political parties that just, you know, they go on about their pet projects, their ideology, and people don't want that in our country. People want politicians that will speak and stand tall and proud for our country and stand up for them and give them their voice back as well. And that's exactly what the Conservative Party is doing.
Final question for you, Priti. Are you sad to see Nadhim Zahawi leave the Tories, defecting to Reform yesterday?
Well, of course, you know, and it's a matter for him. There's no doubt about that. And he stood down, don't forget, at the last general election. So he's not actively involved in our party per se anymore. But at the end of the day, you know, it's only the Conservative Party that is a party for our country. As I said, you know, coming up with the policies and the solutions for Britain. And we're working night and day, I can tell you and your viewers that, because we believe in our country. We want our country to be successful. And I can tell you now, we are going to defy everything this dreadful Labour government is doing to our country and get Britain back working again.
I know you've got a sense of humour, so you won't mind me asking you the next question, because those idiots behind you, you've just dealt with them so professionally. Didn't you once dance with Nigel Farage? Am I going to wake up one morning and come in here and hear that Dame Priti Patel has made the move across to Reform?
I will not be doing that, of course, and you're referring to our party conference about 3 years ago now, actually. So, you know, I've got friends across the political spectrum, but I can tell you now, I'm a lifelong die-hard Conservative. I've been a member of my party for over 30 years, and you can say, Jeremy, that's hard to believe, but I have been an activist for over 30 years.
That's hard to believe, Priti. You don't look old enough. I can't believe
our Conservative values.
Listen, it's great to have you on, and I really appreciate it. And genuinely, I'm going to say something. It's so good that the Tory party puts somebody up and we talk every day, because you won't be surprised here. Reform will talk to us. Nothing from the Labour Party. They won't come anywhere near us. They won't answer the questions. So it's very good, with everything that's gone on, that the Tories come out, and we really appreciate it. Go in the warm. Thank you very much indeed. Dame Priti Patel, Shadow Foreign Secretary on Talk Breakfast.